Hello and welcome back to Euro Football Daily, where today we're giving you a sneak peek into the future with our 10 potential superstars of the next decade. A word of warning, we've decided to profile lesser known players rather than more obvious shouts of Mbappe, Sancho and Haaland. Let's get started. 10. Ezequiel Barco. Unless you're a big fan of the MLS, you probably haven't heard of Ezequiel Barco, but he's actually been around for a while. Despite only turning 20 in March, the Argentine forward already has 87 career appearances to his name, first with Independiente and since January 2018, Atlanta United. In 2 seasons in Georgia, Barco has contributed 13 goals in 49 games and an average of a goal contribution every 229 minutes. This might not sound exceptional, but his improvement from 2018 to 2019 suggests that number will tumble in due course. His shots per 90 more than doubled to 2.8, whilst his key passes remained in an exceptional 2.8. Not just capable of the killer pass, Barco can also beat his man one-on-one, completing 2 dribbles per 90. And unlike a lot of young players whose decision-making remains questionable at times, he manages to complete 71% of his attempted take-ons, 15% more than Mo Salah. Whilst Premier League clubs might be reluctant to take a punt on the 5'5" attacker given the relative struggles of Almiron, it surely won't be long until we see Barco strutting his stuff on the pitches of Europe. 9. Eduardo Camavinga. Probably the best known player on this list, 16-year-old Eduardo Camavinga's performance during Rennes' 2-1 victory over PSG in August made the world sit up and take notice. But he was far from new to Ligue 1 aficionados, having made 7 appearances in 18-19, becoming the club's youngest ever player in the process. But whilst 364 minutes last campaign as a 16-year-old is impressive, Camavinga has been remarkable this term, missing just 41 minutes of Ligue 1 action at the time of writing. He's been a crucial member of a side who are currently just 3 points off 4th place Saint Etienne, contributing 5.8 tackles and interceptions per game from the middle of the park. But not only is Camavinga in the top 10 for tackles per 90 in France, but he's also controlling play with 37 passes per game with a near 88% pass accuracy, better than Fabinho's. Camavinga should be in no rush to leave Julian Stefan's side given his rate of development, but when he no doubt does, Rennes will be looking at a hefty payday with his transfer market value already at 21 million euros. Before we go any further on this rundown, just a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to never miss a video. 8. Nicolás Domínguez. Whilst many of you would have heard of Barco and Camavinga, only die-hard Argentine football fans would have ever come across 21-year-old Nicolás Domínguez. Despite being just 21, the central midfielder has already played 3 full seasons of domestic football for Vélez Sarsfield, racking up 73 appearances in that time. Although primarily a central midfielder who averages 4.2 tackles and interceptions per 90 this term, Domínguez also has goals in his locker, scoring 4 in 12 so far this season. Capable of breaking forward using his excellent close control, the Buenos Aires-born midfielder is firing off 1.5 shots per 90 this campaign. With under a key pass per 90 and a pass accuracy of just 82%, there is plenty for Domínguez to work on. But midfielders are very rarely the finished article at 21. And don't worry, you're all going to see a lot more of Domínguez very soon. Not only was he recently capped by Argentina against Ecuador, but a move to Bologna beckons in June 2020. 7. Sandro Tonali. Like Camavinga, Sandro Tonali isn't a complete unknown, but he deserves this spot for the ease with which he has adapted to life in the Italian top tier. Still just 19, despite making 53 appearances for Brescia over the last 2 seasons, the one-capped Italian was a crucial component of the Lionesses' promotion to Serie A this season. Although his side currently sit bottom of the league, they've been far from blown away, with 1-goal losses to AC Milan, Napoli, Juventus and Inter Milan. Their issues appear to be up front, where despite bringing Mario Balotelli back to the club, they have an expected goals rate of just 10.8, the worst in the league. The 5'9" midfielder has already shown himself to be more than ready for this level, with 1 goal, an awesome free kick against Genoa, and 2 assists to his name in 11 appearances. Currently marrying 1.8 tackles and interceptions with over 2 key passes and nearly 2 dribbles, Tonali is dominating experienced midfielders before he even enters his 2nd decade. With multiple reports already linking him with a move to Man United and Inter Milan, Tonali is no doubt going right to the very top. 6. Orel Mangala. De Bruyne, Lukaku, Hazard, Vertonghen and Belgium have been blessed in recent years with some exceptional talents. But having previously struggled for elite central midfielders, the Red Devils with Tielemans, Dendoncker and Orel Mangala coming through could soon have one of the most complete squads in world football. And elect Academy graduate Mangala, who has already been capped 9 times by the under-21 side, left his homeland to join Stuttgart in July 2017. Although the 21-year-old made 20 Bundesliga appearances in 17-18, it wasn't until he spent the 18-19 season on loan at Hamburg in the second tier that he really began to impress. He played 29 games, making 4.2 tackles and interceptions per 90 and completing over 87% of his passes in the process, as Die Rothhosen narrowly missed out on an automatic promotion by a single point. Back at newly relegated Stuttgart for 19-20, Mangala has shown other facets of his game, firing off 1.7 shots, providing 1.2 key passes and completing 3.6 dribbles per 90 from central midfield. For context, only 3 Premier League players can top that figure as it stands. 3 points off his former club at the time of writing, Mangala will surely be playing top-tier football in 2020-2021, whether at Stuttgart or somewhere else. 5. Hwang Hee-chan. Not as young as some of the other players on this list at 23, and not as unknown, having contributed 5 goals in 4 Champions League games this season, there is no doubt that RB Salzburg's Hwang Hee-chan is going places. The 30-capped international came through the academy at 5-time South Korean champions Pohang Steelers, before Red Bull's extensive scouting network spotted him and brought him over to Austria in 2015. He was immediately loaned to FC Liefering, Salzburg's feeder club in the Austrian second tier, where he scored 13 goals in 31 appearances spread across 2 seasons. Since returning from that loan spell ahead of the 16-17 season, Hwang has been immense, with 0.6 goal contributions per league game across 2 and a bit seasons. His Champions League form has been phenomenal, currently averaging more shots per 90 than Sadio Mane and the same key passes per 90 as Coutinho. Hwang Hee-chan has announced himself on the world stage this campaign. 4. Giorgian De Arrascaeta. 25-year-old attacking midfielder Giorgian De Arrascaeta is one of the most promising players currently playing in Brazil's Serie A, having come through Defensa's academy in his native Uruguay before helping them to the Copa Libertadores semi-finals. He joined Cruzeiro in January 2015. His 4-year spell at the Belo Horizonte-based club was incredibly successful, with an average of a goal contribution every 151 minutes in the league and 3 decisive goals in finals for the club. But come January 2019, amidst interest from Flamengo, who had finished 6 places and 19 points above his side in 2018, De Arrascaeta's head was turned. He failed to turn up for training, went on strike and eventually got his wish, joining the Rubro Negro for just over £12 million, the 3rd biggest transfer between 2 Brazilian clubs in history. The returns were instantaneous, with only Gabigol contributing more than his 20 league goals in 2019, as Flamengo won their 35th title, finishing 8 points clear of Palmeiras. 3 tackles and interceptions, 2.4 shots, 2.8 dribbles and nearly 3 key passes per 90. It surely won't be long before the outrageously talented playmaker outgrows the Brazilian league and joins a European club. 3. Calvin Stengs. With the likes of Per Schurz, Kiek Perry and Doniel Malen coming through, the Netherlands seem to be on the verge of another golden generation, especially when you consider that their more established names of Depay, De Ligt and De Jong are all 25 or under. Another up-and-coming prospect is AZ Alkmaar winger Calvin Stengs, who actually first emerged in 16-17, making 5 Eredivisie appearances, contributing 3 goals in the process. But unfortunately for him, just 12 minutes into the opening game of 17-18, disaster struck as he tore his ACL, ruling him out for the remainder of the campaign. But now back to his best, Stengs has rediscovered his form in 19-20, with 10 goal contributions in 13 Eredivisie games so far. But whilst many young players have come along and excelled domestically in Holland, very few have instantly hit the ground running in Europe. Stengs, though, has 4 goal contributions in 4 Europa League games so far, with the youngster currently providing 2.1 key passes per 90 and firing off 3.7 shots, more than established strikers like Dzeko and Immobile. This guy seems to have a massive future. 2. Jonathan David. If you haven't heard of Ghent's 19-year-old striker Jonathan David, there is no doubt you soon will. Born in New York to Haitian parents, David's family emigrated to Canada, via a brief spell in Haiti and settled in Ottawa, where he grew up obsessing over European football. Brought to Belgium by Ghent in January 2018, the 5'10" forward instantly exhibited his deadly finishing ability, with 5 goals in his first 5 games, forcing his new club to extend his contract to 2022. He finished the campaign with 12 goals and 4 assists in 33 league games, a tally he already looks set to beat by Christmas in 1920, having already scored 8 and assisted 3 in just 14 Belgian Pro League games. 6 goals in 14 Europa League fixtures suggest that David will soon be ready for the next level, but with the forward not turning 20 until January, there is certainly no rush. Having declared for Canada and scored 11 in his first 11 appearances for them, Canucks fans can look forward to David and Bayern's Alphonso Davies ripping it up for years to come, and possibly taking them to their first World Cup since 1986. 1. Boubakary Soumaré. Despite having an academy that has churned out the likes of Hazard, Digne, Gay, Pavard and the GOAT Divock Origi in the last decade, the main reason Lille have been able to remain competitive is their fantastic scouting network. Their ability to spot and develop talent has seen them turn a £104 million profit on transfers since 2010-11. And it was this network they turned to again in the summer of 2019, having lost Pepe, Rafa Leao, Mendes and Kone for a combined £120 million. Whilst players like Osimhen, Kone and Benjamin Andre have shone, the biggest surprise package in Christophe Galtier's squad has been 20-year-old Boubakary Soumaré. Signed from PSG's academy in 2017, the midfielder had only ever started 8 Ligue 1 games prior to the 1920 campaign. But this season he has played in all but 2 of their League and Champions League games, with his performances in the latter earning praise from all corners. 3.1 tackles and interceptions, 1.3 key passes and 2.6 dribbles per 90 in the Champions League. That's more than Hazard and Koeman. Soumaré looks ready-made for this level. Factor in 4.7 long balls and a 76% completion rate, and Soumaré appears to be following the likes of Pogba, Aouar and Ndombele as the latest all-round midfield talent out of France. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that deeper dive into some of the most unknown talents that could be coming and ripping up Europe in the next 10 years. What did you guys think of the list? Did I miss any out in the comments down below? Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!